In a cozy home on a quiet London street lived the Darling family, Mr. and Mrs. Darling, and their 3 children, Wendy, John, and Michael. Their days were ordinary, but their nights were filled with dreams, especially Wendy's, who loved to tell her brothers stories about a magical place called Neverland, where pirates, fairies, and mermaids lived. And children never grew up. What the Darlings didn't know was that Neverland wasn't just a place from imagination. It was real. And Peter Pan, the boy who never grew up, often flew to the Darling house to listen to Wendy's stories. One night, while sneaking into the nursery, Peter's shadow was accidentally caught by the window and trapped inside. The next night, he returned with his tiny fairy friend, Tinker Bell, to retrieve it. Wendy woke up to find Peter struggling to reattach his shadow. Amused and curious, she helped him, and the two struck up a fast friendship. Peter told Wendy he lived in Neverland with the Lost Boys' children who fell out of their prams and were never claimed. He invited her, along with John and Michael, to fly away with him and become the mother of the Lost Boys, someone to tell them stories and care for them, with a bit of fairy dust and happy thoughts. The children soared out of the nursery window and into the night sky, past stars and clouds to Neverland. Upon arriving, they encountered the strange and thrilling wonders of Neverland, its enchanted forest, lagoons filled with mermaids, and the constant threat of pirates. Led by the wicked Captain Hook, Hook had a deep hatred for Peter Pan, who had once cut off his hand in a duel and fed it to a crocodile. Ever since, the crocodile had followed Hook, hoping for another taste. The ticking of a clock it had swallowed warned Hook of its presence, but it haunted him day and night. Peter brought Wendy, John, and Michael to his secret hideout, the underground home of the Lost Boys. Wendy was welcomed as their mother, cooking imaginary meals and telling bedtime stories. But Tinker Bell, who was jealous of Peter's attention toward Wendy, grew resentful. One day, she tricked the Lost Boys into shooting an arrow at Wendy, believing she was a bird. Wendy survived, and Peter forgave Tinker Bell after she showed remorse. Meanwhile, Captain Hook plotted revenge. Learning of Wendy's presence, he grew jealous of Peter's joy and wanted to destroy it. He kidnapped several of the Lost Boys and schemed to capture Wendy and the others. During an adventure by the Mermaid Lagoon, Peter and Wendy were ambushed by Hook and his men. In a daring fight, Peter rescued Tiger Lily, a native princess whom Hook had captured to learn Peter's hiding place. In gratitude, her people, the Piccaninny tribe, allied with Peter. But Hook wasn't finished. He devised a new plan. He poisoned Peter's medicine, knowing Wendy would insist he take it. Fortunately, Tinker Bell drank the poison to save him. Dying, she could only be saved if children believed in fairies. Peter begged everyone listening, "If you believe, clap your hands." Across Neverland, claps rang out, and Tinker Bell was revived. Still, Hook captured Wendy and the boys, taking them to his ship, the Jolly Roger. He planned to make them walk the plank unless they joined his pirate crew. As they refused one by one, Peter flew to their rescue, battling Hook in a dramatic sword fight. Clever and agile, Peter outmatched Hook, eventually forcing him to the ship's edge. Just then, the ticking of the crocodile echoed again. Hook, paralyzed by fear, lost his balance and fell into the sea where the crocodile eagerly awaited. With Hook defeated, the pirates scattered, and peace returned to Neverland. Peter offered Wendy and her brothers the chance to stay, but Wendy missed her parents and longed to return home. So Peter flew them back to London. Time had passed differently in Neverland, and the Darlings had been searching for their children for weeks. Overjoyed at their return, they welcomed the Lost Boys too, offering them a real home. But Peter refused to stay. He didn't want to grow up. He promised to return and take Wendy on more adventures. For a while, he visited often, always at spring cleaning time. But as years passed, Wendy grew up, and Peter, remaining a boy, visited less. One day, he returned to find not Wendy, but her daughter, Jane. And so Peter began a new friendship. Taking Jane to Neverland, just as he had with her mother, 'cause that is the way of Peter Pan. He never grows up and he never forgets how to fly. Themes and reflections. Peter Pan is more than a tale of flying children and sword fights with pirates. It as a reflection on the nature of growing up, the bitter-sweetness of memory, and the freedom of childhood. Peter represents eternal youth, freedom from responsibility, and the magic of imagination. But he also embodies loneliness, as he is forever separated from the love and growth that aging brings. Wendy, in contrast, embraces maturity. Her journey from Neverland back to the real world mirrors every child's path from carefree dreams to the grounded beauty of adult life. Yet the memory of Neverland stays with her, a cherished part of her past. Captain Hook is the story's villain, but also a tragic figure. A grown-up in a child's world, he's tormented by time and his inability to reclaim youth. His fear of the crocodile reflects the adult fear of time and death of fear Peter seems immune to. In Neverland, time stands still. But in the real world, children grow. Wendy's daughter, Jane, and her future children continue the cycles, suggesting that imagination, though fleeting in childhood, never truly vanishes. It lives on in stories, dreams, and the occasional shadow at the window. Subscribe for more videos and press the bell icon to get new updates. Also like the video and share to your friends.